You learn a few things as you get older. I think it's part of life. It's part of the process of making mistakes and learning from them. Hence learning, right? If you're living right, that's the idea. You should be growing and learning regularly. They say that some things can remain unsaid. I don't know how the saying goes exactly, or if it's even a saying, but I know the idea rings true. And a lot of people recognize this idea, they understand it, and they accept it. Whether it's a saying or not, that's kind of irrelevant. I believe that just as some things can remain unsaid, some thoughts can remain unthought, or at least they can remain undelved into on a deeper level. There's the words that you speak, and then beyond that, before you even get to deciding whether or not you're going to say something, a thought is formulated. Now, there's a moment, even if it's just a split second, there is a moment, however instantaneous, where you can make a decision about whether you are going to follow a thought through or not. Without getting too convoluted and making this too long of an explanation, without getting into every detail of the matter, it isn't always necessary to follow a rabbit hole. It isn't always necessary to follow a thought. And what generally can help guide you in a decision like this is what kind of investment you're looking at making. Whether or not the investment you are potentially going to make of your time and your energy, whether or not that is investment is going to be worth it. And really, you have to trust your instinct a little bit when it comes to things like this. Because of course, it would be ironic for you to delve deeply into a thought process to deliberate whether you should think about something or not, right? You have to, your instincts are always there, whether you pay attention to them or not. You have to pay attention from time to time, and sometimes we get invested in ideas and in thoughts that take up a pretty significant part of our time. They take up a significant part of our time and our energy, right? We invest into these thoughts, and we don't get a proper recompense. Okay, sometimes we delve into thoughts. I think generally these would be what we would call dark thoughts, what I would call dark thoughts, things that are like black holes that just suck from you and give you nothing in return. Sometimes we do that. We get nothing back. And I don't know what makes it so that we continue to behave this way. When we make a decision to delve into a particular thought, and it becomes an investment that is a loss. There are those among us, and I can include myself from time to time, I have to admit it, who go back to doing that after we've known it to be detrimental to us. Why do we do this? I think some people legitimately don't realize that they're making bad investments of their time and energy. And I think some people maybe feel like they deserve to do these things. I don't know why anybody would feel that way. Maybe some people deserve feel that they deserve to do these things to themselves. You know, maybe some people just are stuck in negative thought patterns. Maybe it's more like a compulsion or an addiction. And maybe there is a perverse sense of satisfaction in hurting yourself, right? We know that people hurt themselves physically. And obviously they do it for a reason. Obviously they get something out of it. So maybe there are people who hurt themselves psychologically. I don't understand myself. Even though I've done it and I do it from time to time, I don't understand what drives people to do these things, but it happens. And well, the best we can do is just be aware of the fact that it happens and try to take steps to diminish how often it happens, right? If we can't do away with these sorts of things entirely, at least we can do some damage control. I'd like to believe.